and thank you for joining us on ASFN Taste for Salt this week. Now we've got a bit which I find a very special show this week, looking back at some nice, memorable moments which Dean spent with his son. Now to me, that's one of the more exciting parts I look forward to this holidays, is the time spent with the boys out on the water, and I'm sure there's a lot of dads that feel exactly the same way. So let's go join Dean on the South Coast.
Okay, thanks. Okay. Morning everybody, and welcome to an early morning start down here in Port Edward. We've just launched at the Old Pond Caravan Park, and we come upriver down to Vuna River. There's been a lot of little kingies, a couple of nice big river roman, and a couple of perch, and one or two sea pike around. River's warm, nice and clean. Got my son Josh with me, and today we're going to give the new Dawa Laguna series a bit of a run, along with all the Strike Pro lures, the tie sticks, the gobo poppers, and obviously the little sprat stick that's been really working so well for these kingies. So stand by, we're going to teach you a little bit about river fishing, and as we go, hopefully get a couple of fish on the way. Perfect. Alright, you see what Josh is doing is he's throwing his popper right up against the structure. Sometimes you're actually going to end up in the structure, but your strike zone is probably from the reef, from the rocks and from the reeds, probably not even more than a meter out. So what you've got to do is you've got to get your top water or even your little sinking stick bait right in there, because what you've got to do is you've got to call them out of the structure to come and eat it. Very important, you've got to stay in that strike zone as long as possible. So you actually keep that popper in there. You don't just throw it in there and pop it out. You throw it in there, let it float, just pop a little bit, and that's generally when you get your bites. There we go, on Dad. Not a big fish, but that's the one thing about the river, you fish light. They always give you a bit of a pull, and it's very nice on the light tackle.
Oh, nice.
Baby kingfish. Yo. Look at that beautiful big eye kingfish. Good morning, Chas. I just want to get these out of him. There we go. Look how beautiful that is. That's a great sign. If the river's full of these. Cheers, my boy. And there we go. Another tiny kingfish. Got to be a bit careful, especially if you're fishing with trebles. When you're handling these fish, obviously you don't want to hurt them. You want to give them as best chance as possible to grow up. There you go. No mess, no fuss. Another tiny little kingy. There's my boy.
Nice, Daddy.
Guys, what you're looking for when you're fishing these rivers are nice rocky areas like you'll see here, sometimes with a bit of a reed bank on the side. What the fish do, the rock salmon, even the kingfish to a point, they all hide in the structure and they ambush little shrimps and little prawns, and obviously little glassies and that. You'll see we netted a couple of glassies. We might put a glassie or something out later. What you look for is also little chasers. You'll see little prawns scattering or little glassies scattering as you're going. You've got to throw into those because that means the fish are there and they're chasing that bait. Okay, well, you can't get up the rapids. The water's flowing far too strongly, so this little electric motor won't even go against the current. So what we're going to do is going to park, and we're probably going to walk up. We've got a couple of live glassies this morning. We're going to go and look for a nice river roman on the top there. Just got on the beach. I just put this little stick on. This little Strike Pro. I got a nice little king here. That's a good one. Looks like a little brassy kingfish, little green spot. Okay, there we go. Guys, I think that is a sign of a really healthy estuary. A green spot kingfish. He is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Let's just get that little treble out. There we go. Now this might be taggable. Ori are desperate for knowledge on these fish. So I'm going to just check if he's taggable. He's got to be 30 centimeters in length. Let's have a look. No, unfortunately he doesn't make it. He's 29 centimeters. So he's just short of tagging size. Let's get him back to grow up. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful brassy kingfish. Cheers, bud. And there he goes. This little lure has been a revolution in this river. It's the little Strike Pro sprat stick. It's a sinking. It's basically a sinking stick bait. It's tiny. It's like 5 centimeters, but it works. I've had treble straightened on this thing with big rock salmon, and from your small kingies all the way up to your big kingies, love this lure. It's such a nice action. You've got to actually throw it, let it sink, and then you've got to whip it back. I've got 15-pound gator braid on here with a 040 Siglon fluorocarbon leader. Probably about half a meter. You don't want that leader not to go through your eyes. And then you just throw like this. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you just work it like this. Jerking actions, letting it flutter. It almost flutters as it falls. Well, we had that one kingfish on the stop there. Nothing else, so we're going to try and get up the river if we can. Try and get as far as we can. For a rocky or an off trip. There we go, that's what we're looking for all day.
Nice.
Got that little sprat stick on again. I just lost one and I just changed to my only other one I got. Working it slowly on the bottom. It's gone a bit high in the day. Oh, good fish. Nice little rocky, I think it's a rocky. Yeah, that's what we've been looking for. Now with a king, we were catching a lot of kingies, so I changed this the hooks to 2 little single mustard specimen hooks. Lloyd tells me they're extremely strong. The guys use them for catching big specimen fish in the UK, and this is a nice rock salmon. Okay. I don't want to There we go. Look at that. And look at that small lure with those little single mustards on there. They did the trick, and they didn't come out. They didn't bend open. Look how beautiful that fish is. The reds, the bronzes, big blue stripe on his eye. Can I get a picture? Just going to keep him in the water while we get the tag gear ready. Oh, there's the camera. Camera ready? I've already got a tag there. I'm going to get my son to take a little photo of it. Okay, fine.
Ah, steady.
Making a bit of rock salmon doo-doo all over me here. There we are. Let's just wet this piece of plastic here so it don't hurt the fish. This is just going to help me to hold this fish. They're quite aggressive fish. I'm just going to...
Yeah, that's steady.
That fish is 37 centimeters. Just going to remove a scale like that. And insert the tag. Okay, as deep as possible. Pull him out. Make sure there's a little bit. There we go. Right, I'm going to say cheers, my boy. Thank you very much for jamming. There he goes. Without a doubt, that is my absolute favorite fish in the river, if not in the whole, my whole angling. They're like the thugs of the river. They abuse you. If you catch a bigger one than that, you got a 50-50 chance of landing them. They go for every piece of structure. That's what we were looking for. Thank goodness we got him.
Oh, it was tough day. My dad was the lucky one for a river roaming. I wasn't as fortunate.
I think we're going to go and have a little bit of breakfast, recharge the battery that went flat on the way back. The sprat stick does it again. It's throwing up against those ledges. And what do we got? Oh, that's a nice big one, a little bit bigger than the other ones we got. There we go. Those little single mustards that I put on there, look at that. It didn't hurt him even in the slightest degree. Look how beautiful that fish is. Ready to grow up. Come back and fight another day. Cheers, my boy.
Nice one there.
Another little tiny kingy. saying it, this estuary is extremely healthy. And that is a little black tip.
Nice.
Another species. There are 3 species of kingfish today. There we go, buddy. We're still looking for the GT. We haven't had a GT yet. Cheers, mate. Quick, here he is, here he is. Here he is, here he is, here he is. Head back quick.
On.
Yeah, head back quick. Go. On Dad. I had a huge swirl, and he missed it, and I just kicked over my bail arm, and I just let that lure go straight back out again, and he came back again. That's a better kingy. That's the one we've been looking for. That's a better one. It's a beautiful little big eye kingfish. Great fight on that light tackle. Look at that #1 lure with all his singles that are sorted out there. No mess, no fuss. Singles are out. Let's get a pick and we get him back in the water. Okay, this guy is perfect to tag. He's still in good nick. Alright, let's just measure this guy. 37.5 centimeters totaling. Scale. In there. Over the blood. These are very strong fish. Got no problem being out of the water. A little bit, but we'll just hold him. Give him a little. Oh, here we go. Swims away. I have to give testament to this little lure. They really have been producing the small kingies. Leave the trebles off. I've got 2 little mustard specimen hook singles, and not one of them have bent. I've been in the trees with it. I've ripped it out. I've had a couple of kingies on it and a rock salmon, and they haven't bent open. They've stood the test. That's what I suggest you do. On. Go up.
Oh.
Go. He'll come back. On. There we go. Double up.
Double on, Daddy.
There is it, my boy, at last.
Nice.
Double up.
Okay, I'll come around this side.
No problem, buddy. Another big eye.
Nice.
And you?
I think I got the same, eh? Yeah. That's the one there. Hey, the strike for a scratch stick is working.
Oh, no, that's not a big eye. That's a green spot, my boy.
Oh, is it?
That's a green spot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is yours a green spot as well?
Yeah, mine's a green spot.
There we go. Green spot kingfish. Unbelievable. All the way up here on the river, eh? Awesome. Cheers, buddy. Took you far too long to put a spread stick on, my boy.
Yeah. Finally came around.
Give it a kiss.
Yeah, we'll do.
Cheers.
Bye, my boy.
This morning you found me at one of my favourite little Transkei rivers in the northern Transkei. I'm not going to name it. We just want to protect the fish species here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our Dawa prosies, our lagunas, and our ballistics, and we're going to head up to the top of the river and look for some river roman and some perch on top waters. We're going to be fishing the Strike Pro tar stick, and then we're going to target a couple of kingies as that tide starts coming in, and we're going to use that deadly little sprat stick, that little tar stick sprat stick that's been working so well. And hopefully we're going to get a big GT. This is one of the rivers where the bigger GTs come in the Transkei. So one big GT and one big river roman. That's our target species for today. Just a little bit of information. When fishing the river like this, we haven't got a spring tide. It doesn't matter as long as we've got the right position. We've got nice overhead conditions, nice and overcast. We've had a little coastal low come through yesterday, so the pressure's starting to rise slowly. And look how glassed off it is. Brilliant for topwater fishing. And that's basically what we're going to start with, and then we'll progress to little spoons or little small sprat sticks or whatever as the wind comes up, and as the tide starts pushing, those kingies will push up the river. We're going to fish for them as well. So let's go. Oh no! I think I might have got bitten off there. No, he's still behind it. Check it. Go. Saw a little chase there, threw into it straight away. I landed. I went on off with a spread stick. So he must come back. Alright guys, we've just arrived at the mouth area here. What we're going to fish for in the mouth area first, obviously, is structure. But often in the mouth, there's not as good a structure as there is upriver. So what I'm looking at there is I'm looking at that bank of rocks on the other side, where the tide pushes in. There's obviously a little channel there, and there's a nice group of rocks there. I know I've caught fish there before. I'm going to go and have a couple of throws there. Then there's a shallow sandbank on the other side with a deep drop off. That's another place where you often get fish. They hold up against the side of the bank, throw your lure onto the bank, and as you work it off, then they'll hit you. Especially the cob, often kingies as well. They all hang on the edge of those banks. And if you can see a nice line, like a scum line or a colour line as the tide pushes in, that's also good. The kingies hide in that as well. So let's go see if we can get some fish at the mouth. Okay guys, what I'm going to do here, I've reached this beautiful spot here on the other side of the mouth. First I'm going to fish the nice small little sprat stick, okay, because that's obviously what these little kingies in there are eating. And then if I don't come right there, I'm going to go to the top water. I'm going to try the bigger tie stick, because often that tie sticks will induce those bigger fish to bite, the big kingies, the river roman and the sea pike. Obviously they don't want to expend their energy to eat their little bait, but vice versa, it can be the other way around. That's why I'm going to try both lures. We'll soon see which one's working. There we go. Came up to my favorite spot in the river. Just throwing the little sprat stick again, and I got one tiny little kingfish. It's a little bigger. You'd love to see all these small kingfish in the rivers. It's such a good sign. It means that hopefully one day we'll catch these guys when they're big. Cheers, mate. Oh, the 5 kilo fish in there. Good Rocky. Eesh. There we go. The tie stick whipped. Ah, he's got me in the rock now. Come here. Ah, cut off. Eesh. Ah. Ew, that was a bust. Woo. Ah. Yeah, I just had no chance there. Cut right off, guys. That was a really good fish. Eesh. There we go. We're just leaving in a good spot, and I was just trawling a little lure there. On, Dad. The Malabar rockwood. There we go. It's quite an unusual species, although you do catch it in the estuaries. A little Malabar rockcod, or they also call it an estuary cod, I think. Gonna catch a little tag for Ori. There we go, guys. Let's get this little estuary cod back. There we go. I just saw these little kingies feeding here. You just look for little flicks on the surface. Not big fish, but they're here. That's a beautiful little blacktip kingy. Another species. Guys, and as I said before, I would suggest that if you're catching these small kingfish that you change to singles. I've just used these little mustard specimen. They're really good. They're super strong. I haven't had one open yet. There we go. There's a beautiful little blacktip. Cheers, buddy. Alright. As we were driving up, I'm just looking for signs now. The tide's starting to push, so these kingies should start coming up. I'm just looking for signs of flicking. It's almost just like does that in the water. These smaller kingies chasing little bait fish, and then obviously a little spread stick. Strike Pro spread stick. That one looks just like a glossy. It's my favorite color, but I have had success in all the other colors as well. There we go, spread stick up against the bank again. I think I might have the elusive perch. Another one. There we go. The perch or river bream have been a bit elusive in the rivers the last couple of sessions we fished, but finally we got one. And just a little bit about these fish. Lovely estuarine species. Be careful of those very, very sharp spines, and hold tight. If you drop him, he's going to spine you. And poor little nephew got a couple of spines the other day. These fish are very structure orientated. They love mangroves, they love rocks, they love sunken trees, they love bird nests. If there's bird nests above where all those pieces of structure are, you're bound to get a little perch. That one I got just by the mangroves off the bank here. And without further ado, we're going to get him back. Cheers, buddy. Off he goes. Yeah. Species count is rising. Unfortunately, we didn't get that big river roaming out. These small fish are excellent in this little light tackle. I've got a little XLS 2500. This is filled with 15-pound gator braid 4-weave, which is excellent. It's lovely. It throws these light lures, these light little tie sticks, throws them a mile, and it's very, very, very abrasion resistant. It's a very hardy braid, and not badly priced either. So that's a good one to have a look at. And then a nice light to medium rod, like the Laguna 7-foot, or even the Laguna 6'6". Those would definitely do the trick for this type of fishing, and still get a bit of a pull, even on a smallish fish like that. There we go. Rolling up river, looking for those small piggies. There we go. There. Nah, it's the same. Is it a little bigger? All these fish are going to grow up really quickly. We'll soon be screaming line off your head. Yeah? Cheers, buddy boy.